Friends Student Webinar, and today we'll be joined by our friends at Studi Gurus here in Cairns to Carlos and Christine. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Yes, thank you. And they will be here to discuss with us the English language requirements for the student visa. So Carlos and Christine, can you explain to us more the process? When will the students be required to submit an English language test result, and when they are not required to do so?
Yeah. Okay, so I suppose the main response is that a student, international student, will need to prove that they have a certain level of English, pretty much for any course that is delivered in English in an Australian school. There are some exemptions. Christine can go over those exemptions, but yes, in general, as an international student, you will have to prove your English level. One way of doing that is completing an official English language test, and then providing a certificate of your results and showing that you meet the minimum threshold. Another way of doing that can sometimes be doing a test directly with the school or the university, and they will test. They will have their own test book to make sure that you have sufficient language. However, the need for you to provide an English certificate or official test result will depend on a couple of things, and that's mainly your country of passport and the school or college if you're going to enroll in. And there are some exemptions to that.
So yeah, the exemptions, if English is your native language, so for example, if you're from Canada, from the UK or Ireland, you don't have to provide an official English test, so that will be fine. Also, if you are enrolled in an English course, so for example, you think about studying English to just improve your English level, you want to enroll in a school and learn English, you don't have to provide them with an English test before you enroll in the English course. And then another one would be if you are an exchange student, you already go to university in your country and you just come over here for 6 months, you would also not need to provide an English test.
Even if your university back home is not in English?
Yeah, because it's just a short exchange, then the two universities have responsibility for making sure that you have sufficient English. And then another one is if you can prove that you did effectively your high school in English. So let's say you went to an international school in the country, and that international school delivered your high school. So if you can show that you studied for 5 years and all of your lessons were in English, then you can use that to show that you're effectively the equivalent of a native English speaker. So those are the main exemptions to providing an English or proving your English when you go to the course.
And how can you prove your level of English? Which providers of tests are accredited by Netherlands?
Yes, so the Department of Home Affairs, they will accept official English test certificates from IELTS, from Cambridge, so Cambridge Advanced, from TOEFL, and from PT. So each of those providers have a slightly different scoring system, but they all do test for 4 components of writing, reading, listening and speaking, and all of them will provide you with an individual result for each of those areas, as well as an overall score, which will need, of course.
And Christine, could you tell us what score levels are required for the student visa itself?
So each test has a different score system and different minimum score. So for IELTS, it is 5.5. Then we have TOEFL, which is an internet-based test, and the minimum score would be 46. and then for Cambridge it's 162, and for the PT it's 42.
If the students don't meet those minimum requirements to apply for the international student visa, is there any other option for them? Can they still be able to study in Australia?
Yes, so even if you don't meet the minimum requirement, let's say you only score 5.0 in IELTS, you can start with an English course, so you can just package. A lot of schools even offer English and the course you want to enroll in, and then you can just package it with 10 weeks of English or 20 weeks of English, and then you can still enroll.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose the main takeaway is that international students need to prove and show that they have a particular level of English. The minimum requirement can change based on the course. So there are some courses that need a higher level of English than the minimum that Kristen just mentioned, such as nursing. If you wanted to study to become a nurse, you would need to provide an IELTS of 7. It's much higher than the 5.5 minimum. And so yes, all international students need to show that they have a certain level of English, because most courses are delivered in English. There are various ways of doing that, so you can do an official English test. Sometimes university or college is able to do testing themselves, so you don't need to provide an official certificate when you launch your student visa application, or you have to sit an official English test. Usually to be able to be enrolled in the school, but also when you launch your student visa application to prove that you have the minimum English that is required. So one way to check to see whether or not you do need to sit an official English test is, well, first of all, get in touch with us and we can tell you the answer. Or alternatively, if you wanted to find that out for yourself, you can go on the Department of Home Affairs website and they have a document checklist tool. You put in the school that you're going to enroll in and your passport country, and it will tell you if you have to sit an official English test or not. But yeah, you can also get in touch with us, because sometimes there may be exemptions to that.
And you can also check, I suppose, on the institution's website for particular courses that you're interested in. They will tell you the English level that is required for the course.
Absolutely, yes. So when you find a course at a college or university, there will be somewhere there the minimum English requirement for that course as a condition to enroll. So the one big takeaway is English is important to the enrolment in the student visa process, so find out as early as possible what those requirements are, and then do what you need to do to make sure you meet those requirements, because you don't want to find out down the track that you then need to go and sit the next person and put yourself on that.
Thank you very much, Carlos and Christine, for coming to the webinar today and explaining to our international students and potential international students what they need to do before coming to study in Cairns. And for anyone out there who's interested, if you have any questions, things that you're unsure of, you can get in touch with Carlos and Christine at the Study Guru here in Cairns. They're our education agent here, and they will be able to guide you with the process and answer any of your questions. So thank you very much for coming today and for this information.
If you want to get in touch with us, as a form on our website, which you can fill out, you can call us, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you can also just message us.
Thank you for watching the Cairns Student Webinar, and we'll be back next week with more.